guys, hello, Merry Meet everybody. It's MicheleMarieDalene, and of course, it's outside today because the temperature is going to be a high of 24 degrees Celsius. It is sunny, and unfortunately, as you can see, the sun is on the side of the building now, and it's not up here on the porch. There's Rusty there. And so cats are here. Fame's coming out for a little bit, getting a little bit of air. So I was wondering, as I said earlier, last year, if somebody had kicked him. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe somebody did do something to him last year, or maybe even earlier this year. But I do know the good news is that Fame is eating now, and he's doing good. Like you saw the picture, he certainly put on a lot of weight, and he's growing his fur back. So whatever happened last year really affected him, where he wasn't really eating that much. I remember that, and now he's eating better, of course. But I want to talk to you, besides just eating the cats, how the cats are doing. I wanted to talk about the fact that tomorrow, May 4th, Congress is going to be back in session. And some people are wondering, is there going to be another economic stimulus package? And right now, I cannot tell you with absolutely certainty if there's going to be another stimulus package. It is theoretically possible that maybe. I know that we have the ABC one. We have the other emergency economic stimulus package. We know them as the $2,000 a month for 6 months. And the other one is the first $2,000 for the first month. And then $1,000 each month after that for everybody. That's the Accelerated Boost for Communities Act. It's an act in both cases, and so there's no guarantee that they're going to pass without any modifications. The the Republicans also came up with their own variation, which is designed to get people back into the job forces. I don't know what the name of this act is, but basically it's an act that is designed to give employees, notice I said employees, kind of like the PPP, where the government is going to give you an additional incentive to show you that if you're working for a company. Whereas your employer will pay you your normal wage, and then the federal government will pay the bonus wage. That's under the act of by the Republicans coming up with the stimulus for the House. The only thing I have about that one is we've already known that there was a lot of people that were seriously upset that why, for example, were foreign nationals who did not have an American Social Security number from the IRS getting paid the $1,200 a month. Well, the problem is that they were using the ITIN, which is the International Tax Identification Number, and I guess the IRS did not enable proper security checks to prevent people who were receiving the ITINs to get paid. So, yeah, that's what happened there with that. Yes, Rusty, I see you. Yep. Rusty the cat's here, like always. So maybe the question needs to come up in the future is, should the government be using the Internal Revenue Services to do all this calculations? Because apparently the IRS had done a terrible job in a lot of areas. The good news is that this week is going to be the people from SSI, and I believe veterans are going to start getting their direct deposits this week. So on Wednesday, so you will know. Okay, just hang on, guys. It's coming. If you're on SSI, I think that the system is seriously has a bodge job. I think it's terrible. I think that they obviously messed up. It turns out that the people on Direct Express, there was questions if they were going to get paid the stimulus, and they did. But it's the other ones like the J.W. Hewitt card, the TurboTax, and the Emerald card from the H&R Block that ran into problems. TurboTax is the one that was the least problematic of the three. So that's why a lot of people are going to be receiving paper checks, because those three tax preparers cards have become problematic. Now you can see I still have the dye on my nail. I still have the nail polish on my fingers. Yes, I didn't take it off yet. So, what's going to happen now? Is there going to be another stimulus? Well, they're coming back tomorrow into the House, and so you know damn well that they're going to be throwing that political football around the arena a lot, because there are going to be people saying we shouldn't and we should, and they're going to try to set means testing, and there needs to be means testing even with the ABC Act, because why would someone who makes a couple $1 million a year, or even $200,000 a year on an individual level, need to receive a $2,000 initial seed and then $1,000 each month? They don't need it. They don't need it. Unless they could honestly prove that they are in hardship. And I don't mean this. I know it slows down the process, the applications and all that. But there has to be some kind of means testing, okay? So the Democrats' idea of basically saying, oh, we're going to give $2,000 to every person 16 years and older, and we're not going to have any means testing, we're not going to have any limitations, illegals can get it, nationals can get it, your dog can get it, your cat can get it, your 2-year-old probably won't, but they'll get the 500. It's just an example of what I call a little bit extreme. So there has to be, I do like the ABC Act, but as I said before, it has to be some means testing in there to prevent the Treasury from going bankrupt. It's even if they print more money as they did in the time of the Weimar Republic in 1925, it's not going to help the economy. Actually, it was 1928 to 1932 when they were just printing so many Deutschmarks that people basically were going. The money was lost so much value. Okay, so it's not a feasible option to just go out there and just turn the printing presses on full blast and printing money like that. We don't have. Okay, then your milk is going to cost $18 a gallon. Your bread is going to cost you about $8 a pound for a loaf of bread, and everything else is going to go up by more than 100 to 200%. That's not going to help the economy. That's just going to be a problem. So we need to come up with some Congress. You need to come up with some means testing that makes sense and is practical. Also, as some of us on disability, people are attacking us constantly about this. I'm going to be honest when I say this. We need to be able to find work we can do. We know that the Social Security Administration is running out of money, and the trustees have said that. But what's problematic is that people who have been on Social Security disability for a long time in their lives have no work history. And even a lot of them, because depending on their disabilities, may not be able to easily find a job. Employers don't necessarily want to hire somebody who comes up and says, oh, I have to take the mass transit, and so I can only work a certain number of hours a week. Right now, with the economy as it is, employers are like, well, right now, I can't afford to hire anybody. even if they got the PPP and EITL, there's a lot of questions employers have about the availability of funding. Okay, it's that simple. It really is. It's not. Now, one other thing that I was wondering is are we gonna when are we gonna be going back into our everyday lives in Connecticut? Now, I already said it's gonna be May 20th that we're gonna start phase 1. Now, in some cases, you might be saying is, gee, why didn't you do your hair ahead of time if on the 20th you're going to be able to get your hair done at the salon? Well, that was another reason. That was different, but okay. The reason I did my different colors, I originally wanted to go dark color like this anyway, so it wasn't like it wasn't exactly totally off my list of projects to do my hair over. So I did have intentions to do my hair over, and this was just a kind of impetus to get that to happen, including painting my nails, which came out pretty good, actually. Now, is it true that your camera constantly loses lip sync? Yeah, it does. And it's because this poor phone is getting old and it's acting up. And that's one of the reasons I normally would record these videos in the studio. But it just said it was so nice outside, I didn't want to sit in the house. All my cats wanted to get out and get some air. Yes, Fane is around out here, and he's being supervised. So he's not exactly running around without a chaperone. Okay, that's a fact. So the whole point is it's warming up. It's not going to stay warm forever, though. It's going to cool down again. But it's warm enough now that we're out here, and soon, I'm going to estimate by mid-May, maybe even early June, they're going to put the air conditioner back in the window again. And trust me, I've been working on trying to clean up my apartment as best I can. If I don't get too depressed and can't manage to get myself organized. Now, Patty wanted me to move into her apartment complex. And I told her that it's not a practical option right now. She said, well, I really would like you to live upstairs. It's $625 a month. And, it's cheaper than your existing apartment. I said, yeah, but I still have to come up with 2 months security. And I still have to get people to actually put the stuff in your truck and bring the stuff down the stairs. And she's saying, oh, I can do all that. No, you're not. Sorry, but Patty, no. Absolutely not. I am not going to have you do all that heavy lifting by yourself. Absolutely no way in hell. Besides that, I don't even have access to... I do have access to a patio, yes, but I like it here because it feels comfortable to me. This is my home, and I've been here for so long. That's why I decided to fight back and work with my landlord to keep me home, because this is where I live. This is where my home is. This is where my vibration feels good, and this is where I live. But she's, like a lot of Virgos, she's like freaking out about everything that's going on with this coronavirus, and she's worried about, I'm going to get it and all that. And it's like, she's not worried about her own existence as much. She's so worried about my health. But I don't really see her worrying so much about her own health. And she's trying to worry about her health, but for some reason, she's focusing all of her concerns on me. Right now, she's still having an upper respiratory infection, and she's on antibiotic for it, and it's touch and go. It's not really going away. So I'm growing concerned about it too, because, hey, wait a minute, why is she sick? Why is she still coughing? She's been taking antibiotics now since February. Why is she still being affected by this thing? Why is this problem continuing? And nobody can answer the question. Nobody knows. That's not very comforting to me to know that she has an upper respiratory infection, goes to the doctor, which turns out to be a major colossal clusterfuck, and doesn't know what he's doing. Almost prescribes her something that she's allergic to. Fortunately, her pharmacist caught it in time. And then they seem to not know how to properly diagnose whatever it is she has. She thinks it came from my cat. Well, maybe it did. Maybe it did come from Bane. It's not impossible. He was pretty sick. But he doesn't have it anymore. He's doing much better. That was originally why I think he lost a lot of weight. And then, of course, something or somebody, as far as I can see, as of a couple of days ago, looked like they had been doing some numbers on him, and I really was rightfully concerned that somebody was actually abusing my cat as of late. And I really think that's possible, but I don't know. But I've been treating him and cleaning him, and he's doing better. He's perking up. He's recovering. He's becoming more active. He's happy. He's content. He's purring. He's doing everything you would expect with a cat to do. And he's still gaining weight. And now he's eating hard food. He's eating dry cat food again. What he does is he'll drop the dry cat foods into the water and let them soak a little bit, and then he eats them. I have heard of other cats doing that, so it's not just Fame doing that. But it means is for me is I have to constantly change the cold water because it's often full of crud. But he is getting there. But would I ever move into Patty's apartment? No. Would I move back into her building? I don't really like her building that much. I really don't like it. It was built in the 1970s. It's a fairly nice complex, but it's not exactly right on the spot for the kind of resources that I need. And it's not right downtown on Main Street. So I would have to constantly call up people for rides to take me to the store. Now, the good news is I'm going to be going shopping at Stop and Shop this week with one of my friends, Krista, is taking me to Stop and Shop on Monday again. And so we're going to get more food because I did not spend on my food stamps. I got about 140 left of them. And we're going to get some more good things that we need for the house. We're going to get some more butter. We're going to get some more cheese. We're going to get some potatoes. We're going to get some microwavable food and things like that, which is great. Now, speaking of food, let's talk about another thing. We already know that Donald Trump, strongly realizing that the meat industry is important to this country, wants the meat industry to get back to work immediately. Because the fact is that they're basically affecting the entire supply chain of food everywhere. And also, states, likewise, are trying to get their own local economies back on track so that restaurants, for example, will be back and serving meals because the food supplies that are being dumped are the ones that are marketed for the restaurants, and the pack is now packaged for retail sales. So unfortunately, a lot of that food is being thrown away. Things like squash, pumpkins, zucchinis are being basically plowed underground again because, one, there's not enough people to harvest them. Same thing with apples, oranges, and cherries and grapes. There's not enough field people to harvest these vegetables. And so people are seriously need to get back to work on the farms and in the orchards to get the food out of the ground and into the market. The problem is if the restaurants and stuff that buy some of the stuff doesn't open up, there's going to be a huge glut of food that they just can't sell. And so there's a need to get the restaurant markets back on. Texas has already said this. The Texas Restaurant Association said, we have to reopen. We cannot stay closed much longer because it's affecting our sales and it's affecting our supply chain. So, yes, again, we need to get our retail restaurateurs need to get their restaurants open. Also, even though it was originally affecting the restaurant trade, it's now affecting the domestic food trade too, because the same problem is some food growers grow one produce for both markets. It's just packaged differently for each one. And so they're not selling enough, say for example, zucchinis, squash, avocados, green peppers, corn. So a lot of it's being left to field to rot because they just can't sell it. It's just nobody's buying it. And there's no marketing, there's no shipping companies, not enough shippers to get the things in the market at the prices that the farmers are wanting. So, yeah, we're going to have a food epidemic. And also, we're going to have, there's a meat shortage. And it's getting worse. So, you see, it's not just, the COVID-19 thing. It's also affecting the supply chains as well. So, yeah, it's a big problem. And it's going to continue to grow and become a big problem because of that reason alone. There is no easy marketing for all this. Now, by the way, one thing I've got to figure out is what am I going to do about, as I said before, all the constant dislikes on my channel. I didn't want to bring this up, but I'm going to bring it up anyway. There is a group of people, I'm not giving names, I don't even know the names of all of them. But there's a group of people on this channel that have been going out of their way to sabotage my channel for over almost a decade. Okay? I started out officially, I registered officially on YouTube in 2010 in July 21st. I think it was the 21st. What happened? You would think, you've been around since 2010, you would think you'd have at least, 3,000-4,000 subs now. Nope, never got it. Okay? And the good news is we are seeing our subs increase. But the dislikes have gone up again through the fucking roof. Now, I don't know why people are disliking the videos. And I know I've gotten a few answers, but that doesn't really justify the dislikes. Okay, the whole idea originally of the likes and dislikes system was originally to help us to determine what kind of videos we're going to do well and what kind of videos we're not going to do well. And if there was any technical problems or anything where the people felt that the video needed to be improved on, there's no survey, so there's no way to know, one, how much of the people who are disliking the videos are watching the whole thing. That's the first question. Are they only disliking it after the first minute just to be assholes? Or did they watch 5 minutes of it and then dislike it? That's the question. And I don't have the answer to it. But that's one of the reasons why, like a lot of small channels, as Clear Value Tax had talked about, Brian mentioned, along with his friend there, what's her name? They were talking about things like micro-influencers on YouTube. That would be people like me. We're small channels that have influencing the economy. We can actually get people in and influence our product choices and our marketing of our products. That's great. I never really thought about it. It certainly is an idea. But I'm not sure what exactly I would market to make it worthwhile. Well, I'll tell you what I might want to do. I think it's time to sell merchandise. I really do. The problem is sell what? T-shirts? Possible, but the initial outlay for t-shirts could be a bit much. Coffee mugs? Yeah, I could use some coffee mugs. That really would be a nice thing. Some coffee mugs. Maybe something that would be unique to my channel. I don't know. A cookbook? Wouldn't be a very big seller because I don't really do a lot of cooking. Well, that's something I'm going to have to work on in the future. But for right now, the main thing is that I'm trying to point out is the dislikers. I really wish to God you guys would stop disliking the videos. I did tell Rachel to stop deleting the comments. She told me why she was doing that, and I said, please don't do that. If you really think they're incendiary, let me see them first, and I'll make the decision. Okay? I don't want to be blamed, and I don't really want to see comments get deleted willy-nilly either. So I want to find out why the reasons people are deleting the comments, and then deal with that reason. And since she did convince me that she was, I said, well, we need to stop doing that. Because it's really hurting the channel, and I really don't think it's a good idea. We already said that we're not going to ban people, block people, and censor people unless we can find justified cause. And that's another issue that has become problematic, is how do we know how many of these people are legitimate accounts? I don't know. There could be people having 5 accounts and logging on each of 5 accounts. So out of the 571 subs, how many of them are legitimate people? I don't know. Okay, I still would like to know, but I don't know yet. Okay, I'm going to have to figure it out. We're going to have to discover that, and we're going to have to master it. But anyway, so the main thing is there going to be stimulus after May? I don't know yet, guys. I'll keep you abreast of that and let you know. Today is going to be a nice day. As I said, it's going to be high at 24. So this will be a good day to go out and play, socially distancing yourself, of course, for an hour a day. Go out there, do something if you can. You know, at home, in your backyard. If your state will allow you to be in your backyard. There is some states that don't even want you in your own backyard. So you will need to check with your local laws. But if you can be in your backyard by yourself or with your family, doing some fun things together, that'd be fine. I really would like to see you do that. Now that since we got my hair changed color-wise, I don't need to worry about going to the hair salon, so that's $60 I save each month. And unlike the bleaching, this, when it times to retouch it, it's going to be a lot simpler. And that's something to keep in mind too. It's going to be a lot easier to do it. All right, guys. So I'll see you officially on Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And as far as phone calls go, honestly, guys, I really don't want to deal with phone calls much anymore because the harassment, the stupidity of some of the phone calls really makes me feel it's not worth my time. It just isn't worth the time to have to go through that, and it's taking advantage of my hearing loss, and it's making me look like an idiot. And I don't really feel comfortable with that, and I'm not the only one that says that. Okay, but I do want to see you all be happy, and we need to find a way to make a program that'll make you be happy. There's already been discussed and discovered that the vlogs do better than the live streams because they get to the point and they're simple. When I'm calm, collected, and relaxed. And right now, like I'm calm, collected, and relaxed out here. So I just wanted to just let you know what's going on. But for now, guys, see you soon. Stay out of trouble. Bye-bye.